Sorry about that, everybody.
That's crazy.
You know what? If we could just, I don't know. I don't want to set this on anybody's
Quiet.
face. We can honestly turn off the light too. I don't want to bother anybody with that.
Put that back here.
So the boy that he's talking about, it's like it's the same circle of people. He shows, and this is what he showed me the last time. He says this group, but he also references Maria's house. He says Maria, so I'm assuming he means Maria's kids. Does that make sense? Do you guys all hang in the same?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if something comes, you have to make sure you validate it, because I don't want to get him. I don't want him to get upset by me saying something. You're not. He's not going to get upset in that sense, but if something's not validated, he can also get more personal and say, look, just be real, be serious. You know what I mean? Because I'm not judging you at all. I don't judge anybody or anybody's life. He said there is no friends in that circle. There's only foes. He says finish school. Are you not in school? Okay. Eli, would you like to give anybody at this table a message? Why does he keep referencing mom if mom's not here? Okay, so anybody that would have taken care of you like a mother, you are absolutely, or loved you, your aunt, your grandmother, anybody that you want to give that message to, you're absolutely more than willing to.
You sound so big.
I'm sorry. So I love you. Thank you. Who was the closest to him, as in like a mother figure?
My mom.
Okay. Is he? I don't know. Are you talking about your dad, or are you talking about your? Because I get the feeling you're talking about your grandfather. Who's the male figure he was really close with? He's talking about dad, but whose dad was it? Was it your dad?
Close with that? Here. I mean, that would have to be the only one I could think of. Yeah.
So I'm assuming then he means they're both here. Do you, Eli, would you like to give, should I be calling you Eli, or, because I feel like that's who you referred yourself as. Should I call you something different? He says no. Okay. Anybody at the table that you would like to give a message to? What about her? You're Tina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was talking about, she practically ran here today. Were you overexcited today about this reading? Because he was like, she ran. It's like he's being funny. She ran here today. Like it's oh my God. Okay. Do you want to say anything to her, sweetie? Yeah, well, I understand what that means. You're talking about a message, okay. But what message would you like to give her?
I'm gonna take you outside.
Chip.
What would you like to say, honey?
Yeah, it's like pinching them.
He's showing me an envelope. What does this mean? I'm not too sure. I mean, you're referring to that as a message, or are you trying to... He's talking about something about you're going to be receiving news. Like, I'm assuming he needs a message. Like, news is coming.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so he's talking about baby.
You're gonna be an idiot.
Now, that's mom? Who? Okay, so you got me confused, honey. You gotta be more specific here. You're getting me confused because you talk about all these girls here. I gotta know which one you mean. Keeps talking about mom. Which person at the table do you want to talk to? Okay, what do you have to say to Carmen? I know that's not your mom. How long were you looking for the picture?
Oh.
Well,
He
2
says,
years.
your dad said you've been looking for the picture.
We still can't find it.
I missed him for quite a while.
Over 2 years.
Are we talking about the same picture, or are we talking about the picture that you showed me? It says it's missing. Okay, but are we talking about someone in the group is missing? Or are we talking about somebody are we just talking about the picture that's missing? Who was missing from the reading today?
Angel.
His dad.
Just one person?
Mm-hmm.
Eli's dad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he's also in the picture that's missing.
Oh, okay. You're distracting me, little guy.
Go sit down. Go in your playpen.
He's talking about he's gonna step back and let another male energy forward. Okay. Dad. Who is your message for? I'm assuming this is the male from your reading, Carmen, the one that pats his chest. This would have been, when they show me a symbol of something like that, as we discussed before in the prior reading, this would have been something he would have passed from, the lungs, the heart, the chest, the throat area. He's talking about he wants to apologize. There's, now Angel is his son, right? Is Angel, this is Angel's father.
Son.
Okay,
Stepdad.
who is the other son? He wants to, you.
Okay.
In the prior reading, he spoke of he wanted to apologize, and I couldn't figure out, you know, to me, he didn't seem like he was a bad father. He was outgoing, he loved his family. Like, I saw children flocking to him, like literally everybody's children. But for some reason, he wants to apologize to you. He said he was sorry. I don't see him being hard on you the way, I don't think he was abusive or anything like that. An apology is to him, when we are here and we go over there, it's like there's an epiphany of, I should have done something different. And for him, it's like he wanted to do something different, and seeing it now, he just wants to apologize to you for that. Do you understand what you would know what I'm saying, I'm assuming. Because over there, there's no regrets, there's no hate, there's no anger. But for him to apologize, that has to be said to you, because when we let go of all the anger, the hate, or whatever it is that they went through in this life, which I don't think he was a hateful person, but it's like he's saying he was hardest on you. He was harder on.
He was hard on me. He wasn't hard on me. Probably can't.
Hardest on me.
Right.
I just mean there's something that he was hard on you about, and he wants to almost like, it's like he wants to take that back, because over here I see it differently from your eyes.
Mhm.
Do you understand? So he wants to take that time to apologize to you in that way. I don't get that he wanted to apologize to Angel in that way, only to you. So when I say there's no regrets over there, when he says he wants to apologize, he regrets, which is strange because over there is no regrets. I don't know if he's referring to something could have been different between the two of you, and it could have shifted something in a way that you would have been different in a sense. Does that make sense to you? It's like almost like I'm being misguided in a sense. It's like he would have referred back to, as a parent, you want the best for your child, but he's showing me in a way that it would have been, he's trying to show me something, and I'm trying to say it in a way without sounding, rude. If he was hard on you in that sense, it's only because he wanted you to be more of the man he wanted you to be, not the man you wanted to
I
be.
know exactly what you're saying.
Okay, so today that's what he wanted to say to you, because what's it, I wish the man Angel was here, because he's talking about this angel. It's like, he's showing me like I wanted to take the time for both of you, but it seems like it was more of you he was speaking to. Does that make sense?
No, it's with him all the time. We live
Okay.
together forever.
Okay. He's referring to, was he a dancer? Like, did he dance a lot?
You like to dance.
Because he's showing me in a funny way that, I guess he was, I don't wanna say cocky, but he was confident. Does that make sense? He was funny in that way. He shows me his strength,
No, that's dead.
the muscles. The one thing he's showing me is, I'm trying to word it in a way where I don't sound, he said, I didn't leave you, I just went to another place in that way. He said, it's like he tried to fight whatever he was fighting here, but he just couldn't get past that point. He said he's sorry he couldn't hang on. to cause a hole here. Who did not, was there people that didn't say goodbye to him? Were you able to see him? Who wasn't able to see him? What is he talking about? Okay. I think that's what he's referring to, because he said he tried to hold on. But I don't know, whatever situation that was occurring, maybe he said he speaks of the time where it came so fast, and it was just like that. So he didn't have that time to just, it was almost like he's saying it was just willed so fast. I had to leave so fast, I tried fighting it. Now, is his mother passed on, or? Okay, because I don't know if, I keep being referenced to mom. That's strange, okay. What is it with this jewelry that keeps being mentioned? Is anybody aware of what this could be? Because this came up for her too. It's like jewelry, but it's not what we talked about. You said something about having a piece of jewelry. Okay, I'm being told Donna. You're Donna, correct? Would you have any reference to what that they're speaking of jewelry?
He didn't really have jewelry.
His mother. Would anything have been passed down from his mother? Anybody?
I never
He
met
was young. He was,
he
none
was
of us were
16
born
when she
little.
died.
Yeah, he was young when she died.
I mean, I never met my grandfather, but I have
Maybe the
something of
sisters.
his. Maybe, if you guys could find out and just have Carmen get back to me, because I couldn't figure out what, and I still don't know what that means, because
Yeah, that was
he's talking about earrings, specifically earrings now.
He wanted her, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's just referencing, thank you for sticking together. You guys, don't seem to be in family, I know personally my family, they don't get along. They're all separate. But he speaks about you guys almost like holding the fort down. You guys are good with being that emotional connection. You know what I mean? When you reference mom, who are we referencing? I'm confused on what you're trying to say. Are we talking about a passed on relative, or are we talking about someone that is alive? I need just one person to step in at a time though, okay? Because there's too many just trying to come in at once. Because now he's back and he's talking about his fishing pole. Who has his fishing pole? Does he have a fishing pole?
Mm-hmm.
You
We
have
got
his
him
fishing. Okay. He's telling me to give him to her.
Man, I don't go fishing.
I want to.
Have you ever won?
So, you know why?
Have you ever won?
Well, she's been talking about us going fishing.
Okay. So, before I met these two, I don't know if you had spoken about the reading prior to me. He spoke about a pregnant young girl. Well, to me, she's young, you know, I'm 45. She's young to me. He's young. You're all young. He had shown me, he's gonna reciprocate back through the baby. So, strangely, when we talked about this last time, he also talked about fishing. And when a spirit comes back to the same family, they usually come back because they're on a life lesson to where whatever they didn't learn in this life before, and if they can reciprocate back to the same family, it's a good thing. I knew she was having a boy before I even met her because he spoke of the boy. He spoke of he's wanting to come back as the baby, which there's something he's going to fix within the family or teach within the family. And that's like learning a whole new lesson again, all over again. Just because he comes back as the baby, that doesn't mean he's not gonna have the same energy. You might notice things about the baby that with, you know, a gesture or a smirk or fishing, it's all kindred. Needless to say, she spoke about fishing and she says she doesn't fish. So he wanted her to start, it's like was he big on fishing? Was that something
Used to be.
huge fish? Okay, because when we spoke in the last reading, he wanted children to go fishing, whatever that means. And that to him is like a big thing to teach the kids, because I got the feeling he would have never allowed the whole phone, iPad, get outside and go play. This is not allowed. Go be kids, get dirty, go have fun. And that's one of the things that he wanted the kids to do, was go fishing, because in his mind that was a big deal for him. So that's family time. That's renewing something that you can't do on an iPad or a phone. I'm not too sure what he's talking about. Can you just refer back to me what you mean by that? Did you already have a baby shower? Okay, so he doesn't mean that. And there's nobody else in the family that's pregnant. You bet, maybe. What can you just kind of explain what you mean to me? Because I don't know how to tell them what you mean by that. I don't know how to tell them the frame of picture I just saw.
Always say good news.
We're not talking about a female here. We're talking about somebody that's gonna get somebody pregnant. We're not talking about a female getting pregnant. We're talking about the male getting somebody pregnant.
Have to be Norm. No, I'm his wife.
You want me to start cursing, do you?
Well, needless to say, it's gonna be a boy. So I guess this is gonna be a boy type generation. I mean, how many boys and girls is there? Like, is there more boys than girls, or is there more girls than boys?
More girls.
So I'm wondering if he's telling me this generation that's coming is gonna be mostly all boys.
So you guys
Not you? You sure?
Either you or Norm.
Oh, I don't know if I can say that that's somebody else. Do you know anybody that's pregnant? And I don't mean by you. I do too. And if I show you this, am I gonna be wrong? Is that correct? Okay.
Right.
I'm assuming I'm supposed to come back to you then. how many friends have passed on from gun violence in your, at least 2 or 3 by now?
2.
Okay, because one of them are going to come back in that way, but through one of your friends in that sense. And I don't mean him. So somebody else in your circle is having a baby, I'm not talking referencing him. I think when he referenced this person,
You got a friend that just had a kid.
I'm wondering if that's what they're referencing then. Because obviously when that has occurred, they haven't learned their lesson in life. They didn't get to their full potential, clearly. Life doesn't have to be about being a millionaire or, going to school and just making yourself a respectable person and living life fully doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire. Be humble, be kind, and just try to live your life as the best as you can. But what I'm being referenced is, this must be one of your friends in the same circle. The person that was passed over from gunshot is coming back through that child because they didn't learn their lesson. So we got a whole lot of reciprocation going on here. Strangely, in this family, there is. The Lucainas, big time. Like, it's like I walk into the room and it's like, there's the pictures on their wall of some people are just constantly going back into the same family. The father, though, is very strong-willed. He's like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I'm supposed to come back as the baby. He wants, it's like almost like I got that choice and it was going to be me. So, oddly, I told her to be on the lookout for things that he would have did in life. A smirk, the way he laughed, fishing. If the baby takes on fishing, that's going to be a big, I think that's also why he wants the baby to go fishing, because he wants. I told her she needs to take the baby fishing or whatever kids he's talking about, because that's something he really, really, really enjoyed. But did he take other people with him?
He always went with my husband and my brother.
What about the children?
Usually.
Yep, me.
Okay.
Was what it was there.
I think it's just like he wants you to carry on that tradition type thing. That means something in life. As men, you want to carry on traditions. It's like women, we carry on our own traditions. He's very, he lived life to the fullest. There was nothing that held him back, I guess you could say. We're talking about, this would be your dad, and who are you? Because I want to come back to you about something. I just don't know what it is. It's like I keep going like I'm
That's
just.
the grandson.
Oh my God, what is it about you? Okay, so what is about your grandson that you had me hot? I'm like eyeing him like a hawk. Listen, I'm married.
That's my dad.
He goes, you would have loved Angel.
Oh.
I've been married for 27 years, honey. So what is it about your grandson that you want me to tell him? It's got to be something really funny, really cool. Just something that I can give him. Just something as a gift for him. Are your shoes untied?
Cry time.
What is he talking about his shoes? Are your shoes always untied?
Yes.
Oh man.
He used to say
Boots
that.
are.
They used to make you look
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Tie your shoes or you
Your socks
My
are
son
untied.
tells me,
Your
Ma,
socks are untied with
Ma,
the
you dropped your pocket. I said, you know what? Just go in the other room and shut your mouth, okay? So, yeah, okay. And that's his little gag between you guys. Haha, I guess there you got it. I mean, it wasn't nothing immaculately huge, but to him it was your inside joke. Do you want to give anybody else a message here today? Talking about stay focused. It's almost like he's just saying, stay within the family. What he's showing me, and I'm trying to understand what he means, maybe you guys can help me with this reference. He's going like this over all of you. Like, maybe it's just like, my family's so big, stick together in that sense. Does that make sense? Okay.
Me too.
All right. Because when you guys go by, I'm like, oh my God, I hope I'm getting enough out for them because I try to get everything out as possible when they show me. It's really hard sometimes to try to tell people what I see and what I hear and all that good stuff. It can be difficult sometimes. What about him? He said your name and then he's referencing this.
I mean, that's my cousin.
Oh, okay. Well, what is the message that you're trying to get me to tell him? Because you said his name and then you said this person's name. He says, don't follow. What does that mean? What does this mean to you? Okay, I'm gonna leave this off camera. I'm just gonna point to you what I'm trying to say. He's talking about this. With that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay. Well, he's letting you know clearly, don't follow. He says, stop holding. What are you holding? I mean, you don't have to tell me. I mean, I could be saying it wrong. I mean, that might be a cool word between you guys. I don't know. Am I saying it right, or am I talking the lingo correctly? Because I have to say what I hear. He said, stop holding. You'll have to fill me in off camera what that means later.
I
I don't know what it means. What does it mean? You would tell me. Come on, you got me guessing here.
I mean, I don't know.
What's
Stop holding like, I don't know. Just sounds, I don't know. Stop holding what?
Just telling you to let go of the anger.
could be that
on your
too,
friend.
because
Yes.
because
Please tell me.
now I'm gonna call him Eli. Eli is your cousin. He spoke about your anger and rage and how you handle things in the last reading. And how you take it all in, but you don't release it. And I want you to know when someone does that, spiritually, you can make your body sick inside. You'll have stomach issues, you'll have bone issues, you'll have joint pain. When you don't heal the traumas, and you don't let it out, and you don't ground your energy, you're gonna make yourself sick physically and mentally. So that's why the anger is building up and building up. What you don't realize is the people that have passed away due to the situation, I'm gonna leave it at that. You have to understand that's also part of their own dealings. You can't take stuff like that on. You're seeing things from a way that I'm being shown like it's like a do or die situation with you. I don't snitch, I don't tell. So you're holding that sense. You gotta stop doing that. No matter, he's telling me Rasheen's not gonna listen.
And he's exactly 100% right.
Is life so bad that you would wanna jeopardize your life?
Nah.
You want to be around in life. I mean, look at the beautiful family you have. You are so lucky to have this. I never had family like this growing up. You are so lucky to have this. And a lot of people overlook that. It's great to have friends and it's great to be involved in something. But when spirit comes over and tells you, you gotta stop or the ticket's gonna run out. I don't need your mom calling me and saying, I need you to come speak to my son. And I'm not talking about in the physical sense, I'm talking about spiritual sense. Because that would be really hard for me because knowing you in life, you're not a bad person. You are a good person. It's just when you get involved in the things you get involved in, you see what you do is you are more of, you think with your mouth, not with your head. Like Nate thinks with his mind and he speaks less. You're the opposite. So you don't, you also are being told don't listen to the gut feeling that you have. I'm being told the last name Rosado. That's the family last name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he would be your grandfather, I'm assuming. He's talking about the strength in that last name alone, the people that came before him in that sense. You should be proud to be a Rosado. Don't screw that up. He's basically telling you, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like carrying on the last name of your grandfather is important to him. Even if you don't have his last name, you come from his bloodline. I mean, seeing the two males that I see together right now, these two males specifically are basically standing what I see around you, and the protection for you can only go out so far. It only lasts so long. And I mean, I'm not saying it to make you feel in any type of way, but the other side can only hang out so far in that sense.
It's me. I have to reach you.
They're talking about, this would have been something that would have happened, I'm assuming, I'm just gonna say this. They're talking, I don't know if I should say this out loud or I should just show you. I don't know if you could read my handwriting when I speaks like that. Can you read that? Who stole that when that person was, it would have been like, hold on to this for me. But it was never given back to whoever. Do you know what I'm trying to say here?
I get what you're saying.
It's like hold on to this for me. I don't want to take it with me. And whoever that was didn't give it to the proper person before they died. It would have been money, because I'm hearing ban. I know that word. I know what that word ban means, because who doesn't know what that means? Bans. So it tells me a lot of money. Does that understand? Do you understand to what I'm trying to tell you here without, I'm trying not to say too much here on camera.
Nah. I mean, I get the gist. Like,
It would have been the boy with the dreadlocks.
yeah,
Tall kid.
I heard about it.
You okay, so you refer to what I'm saying then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We was talking about that yesterday.
I'm gonna say this in a way without crying. Your grandfather said, I don't need you here with me. He wants to see you grow up. He wants to watch life through your eyes in a happy, normal setting. He said, you don't need to be here with me and Eli. I'm saying Eli because I am calling him Eli. Eli was fated in the way he was fated. It was nobody's fault, just like it was nobody's fault for your grandfather. This was fated to them in life. He says he doesn't need you there with him. And he said, it's more or less if he was here, it's like he's showing me smacking you upside the head because you're pig-headed. And he says you're breaking your mother's heart. When you show me this, can you, instead of telling me, show me so I can see in a more clearer path? He shows me the picture of the 3 women, but he says,
Talking about that again.
he's talking about why he's talking about you a lot. He talks about you being resilient. My baby.
My dad don't play with me.
You know I was always
I
dead,
know.
baby.
You were dad's favorite. See, I have one girl. I don't have to worry about that. But everybody says my youngest.
I was
You know-
his firstborn.
You know,
She said
Caleb's
that.
your favorite because my son Caleb has special needs. So
Oh, shit.
we do baby him. But you know he's your favorite now. And I'm like, no, whoever is with me at the moment is my favorite. They're like, you're so full of crap. Okay. You said this last time. I maybe with everybody together I can understand what this means. What does he mean by keys? And he's talking about Angel. We went through this. Me and her went through this. Does anybody know what that means? Do you guys know what it means?
What do you say?
He's talking about car keys and don't get in the
Don't
car.
get in the car.
Does he know anybody with a red car? You. Okay. Okay, so do you guys have a tendency to like a little drinking and driving? I mean,
No.
okay, maybe, I don't know what he refers to that. I mean,
No.
so referencing it this way, just be careful at what you do when you do have a drink. Don't get carried away and say, I'm gonna grab my keys and leave. Because I think this could be like a don't mess up type thing. Sometimes they do that. They warn you ahead of time. Don't forget, control. Like me, if I have a drink, I only have one because I like wine. So when I have a wine, I'm like, I'll have a wine. I'm like, just another one, just another one. But just be careful in that setting because this is the second time it's been referenced to me. He says, Angel, do not get in the car, Angel. And
That's
so
a-
Angel might, but they don't have a red car.
well, he's talking about a red car specifically. You have a red car. Just use this opportunity to be aware of passengers, who you let in your car, who you and Angel hang with, or just anything like that. I'm just, because I don't know you guys, so I'm trying to give a form of reference that I only can figure out myself. Just be careful who you get in the car with or what you do ahead of time. Just be careful in that sense. This has been mentioned to me so many times. Are we talking about his mom or are we talking about somebody else's mom? Because I need to know, I need you to help me understand what you're trying to tell me. The only one that has a ring is her, right? That would have had the ring.
His wedding ring.
Because now he's talking about mom and ring, so which would lead me back to you. But obviously he says your name, so I'm not worried about that being a misunderstanding. So I don't know if he's referring to you because he says your name. He said your name before I even came here. I don't even know if I read that off. I want to read off what what he said to me. That is, you know, I usually get stuff before I head
Right.
to everything. Just so I can not forget that part.
Oh, that's some shit old book for.
Yeah, last time I left, I had quite a few. That's what it was. He was referencing, who was, okay, no, he was referencing you. You, the green shirt. That was the apology, and he also says, something about help your mother.
Say it again, damn louder.
It says here, help your mother, and he talks about his sisters too. So which means you're his sisters, correct?
Yeah.
You have two sisters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was talking about helping your sisters and help your mother.
Oh, help my sister.
It's the other way around. We have to help him.
Right.
I don't know. But that could reference to maybe, I don't know. Emotionally, I don't know.
How much money do you borrow from them? None? Okay.
Okay, so obviously I know who Tina is now.
Oh,
What about a name Sam? This is another name that came up to me as Sam. Anybody know a Sam? I mean, so when I get names, usually people message me later on, oh, I knew a Sam, they passed on. It could be somebody you just don't remember yet, or it could just be someone's just stepping in and they wanted to talk. That's how it goes. I'll get information and readings that haven't come yet. So that's how it usually works out for me. But I just wanted to ask
as
you
far
about
as I know, I
Sam.
don't.
There was also a Jake and a Chris. No? Okay, great. So then it's not for you. It's probably for the next reading I have then, which would be after tomorrow.
I don't even think I know Jake at all.
I don't either.
Well, that's good then. That's how
I
it
do.
gets.
Take from State Farm.
Oh my God! Stop
Joe.
it! That was good. My granddaughter sings that to me, or she'll go. That commercial with the car.
Dad just came out of you. I know.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. My granddaughter sings that. Yeah, there it is. Stop. This is where he referenced you. Says stop holding, and he said it. I think that's why he said it to me because I wrote it down here in the beginning, and I didn't say it. Okay. All right. Is there any questions you guys want to ask? Is there any questions you want to ask them? If you want to say it out loud, say it in your head. You, I keep going to. You and him. I just want to just like pick apart your brain right now. You, I don't know. I think the whole joke with the shoe thing, I think that's what it was supposed to be like. You dropped, what was his joke with you? You dropped your...
He joked. He said, he
You
messed
drop
around
the
a
flag,
lot.
your socks are untied.
Flock of
Get the
turtles.
flock of dead
Yeah,
birds.
the
Turtles, yeah.
Flock of turtles.
Yeah.
He always did
So
that.
if you guys want to ask questions to him, you can ask. He can hear you, just like I'm like I said, Eli's what I call him. I don't know him. Elijah is what he spoke to me before, but today he mentioned Eli. So I don't know if he's just telling me
We used to
reference.
call him Eli.
That's all we ever called him.
Yeah, we never called him Elijah.
Oh, you did call him Eli. Okay. If you guys want to ask any questions to them, please do so. You don't have to say it out loud if it's personal. Donna. Okay. Donna, do you have a question, darling? I've been standing behind you the whole time. I haven't spoken to you. I'm so sorry. Who's moving?
Me.
Okay, so you're the one that he said you were moving.
Eventually.
Soon, I hope. I'm trying to get rid of her.
I know it.
Says, don't forget what? Don't forget what? Don't forget something on the wall. What's on your wall that you wouldn't forget? I mean, obviously the pictures.
The mirror.
The mirror, probably.
It's going.
Thank God.
There's nothing up in there.
I already took the pictures out. Fireplace is broke, Dad.
Yeah.
What about your mother?
Grace?
She passed away years.
I asked you about Grace. And your reading.
I remember that.
I said the name Grace, and I thought it had to do with religion. Sometimes I don't put the
Oh
two
yeah,
and
so
two
that,
together.
maybe yeah, that's my nanny.
Okay.
Angel's daughter's name.
I was gonna say, isn't that your
Oh,
niece's
yeah.
name? My
My
niece.
niece.
We have
Grace.
my granddaughter's Grace.
Okay. Well, what would your message be, dear? Can you just, don't even bother saying it to me, just showing me would be a lot easier. Because she's showing me something, it almost looks like something really small. I would see it almost like a little bell, but it's not a bell. It would be do you have something, hers really small in that area? Just, it would be about this big, maybe about this big. Not a cup, not a, I see it as like a little, almost like a bell to me it looks like, but I don't know what it could be that she's referencing. She says she doesn't know what it is, so could you reference it in a way to where only she's gonna understand it, not me? Because you can show me, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna understand. The only thing on the wall is the mirror. Was that your mother's?
No.
Okay, so what do you mean? And you don't have anything of your mother's on the wall, correct?
No.
What do you? You know what's funny is they just showed me that dog. Does that dog bark for no apparent reason?
Yes, yes.
All day and all night too?
Oh, yes.
But like
She
she was just
stinks.
looking at the door. I mean,
Yeah.
You sit open the door and let him out.
she said, "Mm." Like I don't want to hear it. So what about the dog? She said you shouldn't have had a dog. You should have got a pony. What the heck?
Is he mom with a pony?
I got a pony.
Yeah.
Just yep. I think it barks though. Does anybody want to speak anything else before we end this? Okay. What would you like to say before as a closeout to the session? I'm not sure how to word this. I'm referring this to you. She speaks about worrying. Do you, I don't want to, it just sounds so morbid. She says, don't worry, I'll be waiting for you. Almost as if, do you worry about that in a sense?
Do you worry about
You won't be alone when you do
Okay.
cross over. Because she's like, well, tell her not to worry. I'll be waiting for her. Is that something you worry for?
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it, honey, because she's talking about, I'm going to be right there waiting for you. So I was like, I don't know how to word this to her without sounding morbid. It kind of like, it was kind of rough for me to even, okay. What about, I'm going to call you Pops because I feel like you were Papa, or I'm going to call you Pops because to me you're a cool guy. I don't know. Okay, I'll be back. machine, you're being told to look out and look fast. Look out and look fast, whatever the heck that means. Look out and look fast. I'm assuming he means watch your back every step you go, so, you gotta, I honestly, I think, you know, the small messages came through today, but I think you're really worried for her on the other side. So do you want to talk about anything off camera in that way, or no, you're just gonna be closed in? I mean, because like I said, I don't judge, I don't repeat. I'm not one of those. I know, you know how many secrets I know about people? It's really crazy that I have a whole book I could write about it. Do you want to talk about it at all? Because I feel like it's kind of like I'm being pushed to tell you that. Listen, I'm being told the tall tale of Tuesday. My chops are being busted. I'm just because I'm trying to be a psychologist right now. So what do we think? He's like, I don't know what to say to this lady.
I mean, there ain't really no secrets.
Well, I mean, you don't have to have secrets between family members, but to know how angry you are inside, that's a big, they don't have secrets, but they don't know half of your thoughts. You're not telling them half the truth. Tell Tina to smack him upside his head. Is that, you know, is that, I mean, we're all jokes here and stuff, but I mean, if it all comes down to seriousness here, I need to just say, you know, if you have this many people warning you and your family talking to you, you really need to, like, I mean, she's having a baby soon. Don't you want to be present for that life as well?
He's got a baby.
You have a baby. Don't you want to be there?
Yeah.
I mean, you are a lot smarter than you think. You're a whole human being that can achieve a lot.
Smarter than a 5th grader.
What about your hat? Your hat, you on your head.
About it.
What about it? What was the question about the hat?
There's
Well, besides that, okay. I'm being told choose another. I'm assuming they don't like your sense of style in hats.
Who's saying that?
I know.
Your dad.
Yep, never wore hats. I know, that's why. I don't wear hats.
He was afraid to mess up his hair.
No.
That's too funny.
Like, really? Why do I have to tell him that?
Right.
Of all things, why do I have to tell him that? Can I ask you a weird, strange question? This is gonna sound weird to you. Can you stand up tall for me? He's telling you need to grow a little bit. I know he's like, but he's like really making me. This is what they do before I end a session. This is my rule.
People
You have
pick
to
on
make
him
them
a
laugh.
little.
Make them. So he's got these two already. He's already talked about pick another hat. He doesn't like this hat. He told this one to grow a little bit, stand up straight, and grow more.
Not me.
Oh. Told Norm to pick another
Hey,
hat.
tell him to pick a different hat.
Yankee.
Tell Angel. Is Angel like leather, or does he wear like black? It's almost like he's saying something about his style of the way his choices.
Yeah.
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 So he does have that black jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, get rid of it. So tell
He
him, would
just
you
has
tell
his
him
own
that,
unique
please?
way of
Yeah.
dressing.
Yeah.
He's funny.
He's
Yeah.
talking about the jacket. Would you tell him his dad said to get rid of it? Out of
He
style,
wears
out of
jeans, a
date.
t-shirt, and a dress
And a
jacket.
dress
Yeah,
coat, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever jacket he's referring
He
to.
looks
I'm
like a
assuming-
That's probably it
T-shirt.
too, yeah.
Okay, he talks about so
Literally
something
looks
about
like
the sense
some
of style. He's like, get rid of it. And he was very I'm a muscle man, and you know I'm strong, and he had a sense of humor, but he was also big conceited, like strong in that sense. Like shows me flexing a lot, like the upper body. I'm like, but
Ooh, yeah.
I'm so glad, to be honest, that this angel wasn't here, because for him to say
Who's that like?
you
Huh?
would have liked Angel,
Yeah,
I would have felt
he's just like
embarrassed. I wouldn't have known what to say.
Remember how Dave used to take boxing?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Daniel all the way.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me? Do you want to ask any questions to Spirit before I go? I can say Spirit, you guys can say Dad. I call it Spirit because that's what they are. Energy forms never die. They just leave this physical world. The most painful way is leaving this physical world. It's the worst thing you have is just for leaving this world. Anything over there, there's no pain, anything. There's nothing. There's just warmth and love. So if there's anything that you guys want to say to him, please do so. He can hear you. You don't even need me to say it to him. He can hear you.
We're quiet people.
It's okay, be quiet for a minute, think about it. In all honesty, go there, go in the heart, and that's where they listen. Because he says it's never goodbye. And you don't have to worry about saying, I got closure today, because there is no such thing as closure, because goodbyes don't exist, because they always have that way to communicate with you, and they're always with you in that sense. You may not realize it, but now pay attention to the music that pops on the radio. Now pay attention to the little symbols, like the numbers. Like he was like, tell them number 9. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I'll tell him, but I don't know what it means.
That was his baseball number, man.
You
He
said
played
7.
softball.
7.
Oh, 9.
You said 7. 7 was the
Was it
number
7
that.
or 9?
Remember he said 7 too?
He said 7 and 9.
You told me 7.
You're right, it is.
I know I'm right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll tell him. He's like, they'll listen, just tell him.
It was 7.
So I'm like, okay. It's the way they come across in that fast sense too. You have when they come across that hard and that fast, it's like you have to say what they say. When they repeat it so
Could you ask him where the money is he left me? Because I still can't find it. I need to know.
he said, what money?
Oh, gee.
What money was I leaving? I don't know. Well, what am I supposed to tell them?
He was supposed to leave the ATM behind because he was my human
He
ATM.
said, what money? Like, I'm assuming you get it. Anybody else?
I always wondered if he drops by. Like, if
They
he's ever in the
definitely
house
do.
with us.
They definitely do. Now that you're aware of it, pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the symbols, like the songs that pop on. Or pay attention. I always tell people to pay attention to the birds, because the birds always come in specific forms. 3, 7, 9, like 2s. When you see that over and over and over again with it, whether it's an animal, whether it's just anything that comes to you in that way, symbolically, if you see the number that way, or if you smell their cologne, or you would smell smoke if they smoked in life. My grandmother comes to me when I smell lilacs. That was her. She loved lilacs. Everything about her was lilacs. And I said, yes, Grandma, what do you need to tell me today? My dad comes to me in heavy cigarette smoke, because he was a pack a day. So I know when my dad's around, he smokes cigarettes. What about a pet? Is there a pet that passed away?
Bear.
My bear.
Dogs?
My bear.
I don't know. I'm being told the pet is with me too.
Yeah.
Bear.
Our bear.
Their dog.
Oh,
No, our bear.
he
Our
passed?
chow chow.
He
That was
passed?
the closest.
They had to put him to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, we were.
They had to put him to sleep when Dad was walking him. Dad was freaking jogger.
He
Dad
bit a
loved
lot
that
of
dog.
people.
He bit a jogger.
Big freaking.
He
the
bit him.
first
I
time.
know he
Yeah.
attacked Anita. She was walking.
That's why we had to put him to sleep, because he bit the
I know, because
jogger.
Carmen chased me around the car till I couldn't breathe with him. I was so scared of that dog. He was so mean.
Only was scared of Dad though. So you
Oh,
heard
I
that
know he
voice,
was
he
scared of Dad.
So what question do you want to ask him? Because he's telling me to go to you. He said he's afraid to ask.
Yes.
You don't have to say it out loud if you're uncomfortable. I always give people that option. They can still hear you. You have to remember, in spirit, they're connected with you in that way. Is this a ball busting thing? He's showing me pants pockets, the back end. Like the pockets on your butt? I don't get it. What do you mean? Because they look like blue jeans. Are those blue jeans? Because I can't see good in the lighting.
Shorts.
Shorts. So what do you mean? I don't get what he's trying to show me. He's talking about fold or fell.
Your pocket. That was one of the things, remember? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if that's it, but I mean,
I don't know.
that makes sense, I guess. Who has money in their back pocket?
I don't have pockets.
Who has back pockets?
Wrong
and
household
money?
for that.
I have no
What does
pockets.
it mean?
I have no pockets.
I'm just checking in case he left something there.
I
I don't have no
a
money
pocket
in
of
my
beer.
back pocket. I know I don't have no money in my back pocket.
Got any money in your pocket, right?
No, because he's showing me jeans.
Oh. I've never
I'm
Maybe
wearing
there's money in a
jeans.
pair of jeans somewhere. Now everybody's gonna go start looking
Dad
at
always
their
wore
back
blue
pockets.
jeans.
No, I get it. It's in the car.
He might have gave a pair of pants. His pants way with money in the back
I
pocket.
did.
Does anybody visit a bar that would be like with an Irish name on it? Does that make
I
sense?
do. I goes to bingo. I mean, I go to bingo.
Because I hear the word, bar than the name shillelagh, which is, that's an Irish reference.
I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that says, a green shirt that says shenanigans on there.
But he's talking about a bar.
I know, but still.
Do you drink at all?
No, I don't.
No. What does it mean? Does anybody gamble?
Two of them.
He's like, slow down, slow down.
It's not me. He's got to be talking about me.
Okay, maybe that's what he means by the money. He takes money, whether in her back pocket, and spends it all. He says, I'll be back soon.
Yes, he will. Idea. Let's go.
I don't know, you'll have to, he's like, I don't know if this is just him joking, being conceited or funny. He's like, me, name the baby after me. Oh, no about all that. I don't know, that might be too much for her. I mean, that must be his way of, he's gonna be special. Like, he's almost trying to, like, be conceited, but in a funny way.
Now I gotta call him. I don't know him. Like, sorry.
Like, I don't know, that might be too much for her, honey.
Name the baby Grandpa.
Like I call my grandson Papa's because he's like an old man. Like one time he told me, I'm your grandfather. I died. I got shot. I said, okay, Grandpa. Well, guess what? You're Joaquin in this life, so in this life you're my grandson, so I want to give at least one more message before I cut it off. Because I feel like I'm lacking just one. He keeps sending me back to you. I don't want to say that.
Say it. Let it out.
No. Oh, God. Can't you okay, well. It's sloppy, don't mind me. So that's my favorite.
Oh, favorite.
I mean, how favorite? Because we all have favorites, right? I have 6 grandkids, so I don't play favorites. So what do you mean by favorites? So something about gift time. You mind if I ask you what your profession is?
Custodian.
What?
Custodian.
At the college.
We do what he did.
Okay. I'm not too sure what he means by this. He's talking about give time. Something about need it and listen. Listen to people. Does that make sense? I don't know if he's referring if you're gonna come across a needy person that you is gonna need an ear to listen. You know what I mean? Sometimes they guide people to us that are in trouble in that sense. You might have something positive to say to them that might change an outcome for them. Nothing? Nothing?
Sleeping.
All right, well. Says, everyone, I love you.
Love you too, Dad.
Keep going. I would appreciate if you could say all that in one sentence. Say, I love you, keep going, stay positive.
Love you, Dad.
And he just repeats, I didn't leave, I just didn't have it. So I guess he's saying he didn't leave, he's technically still here, he just left this physical body. I guess he's going down the line of no goodbyes, no regrets. He's making a joke. I don't know who he's referencing used to. He's trying to get somebody like. He's saying, stand tall even though you're not that tall.
You too.
Anybody. All of us.
Right. Except for Rob.
Yeah, right. Besides
Sending Angel a gift. I'm assuming you all will know what that means eventually.
Right.
And get back to me on that because I'd like to know what that means. Can I ask a personal question about Angel? Does he have like a better half, a wife, a girlfriend?
Got a wife.
Okay.
It's Elijah's father. And yours.
What's the gift you're sending him? Maybe I can let them know to tell him. Oh God. You'll see. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for their call or their text message or. Who are you, sweetie? Which are you in the family?
I'm his wife.
His wife. Because he's talking about, God, she's short. He's got to think about busting people's chops about their height.
That's what he does.
When he's short. Where
Well,
do we all get it from?
I think it's funny that he's just, well, he's big over there. Energy doesn't have a height over there. He's just, over there, you're just energy. That's it. You're spread out. And he's just like, God, she's short. Like, he's a ball buster.
Oh, yeah.
What about anybody else at the table? He's talking about your feet. Do your feet hurt or do they feel swollen?
Girl, every day
He's like, her feet. She needs to put her feet up.
Little swollen night.
Yeah. Bet you're gonna be sick.
Right.
Oh my God, he's trying to be a pretty boy. He's like, tell her I need to look good when I come out. I'm so done. Okay, all
Man, they
right.
used to blow dry his hair for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
That's what he just did. He was just like, I don't mind my hair. I need to look pretty.
Karen was
Tell her to
getting
go.
chased by a dog one time, and he had to go to the bathroom and comb his hair before he could go out and help her. She could have been bit up.
Yeah.
He's combing his hair in a minute.
Thanks, Dad.
I can't. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions for me, we'll stop recording. We can talk for a minute. I don't mind. You just let me know what we're gonna do. I definitely don't mind it. I love being around people. I love communicating with the other side. I think it's great. He's okay. I don't know if I should say this. He's busting chops. He's saying something about somebody. He's like, I don't know if I should say this. He's like, ooh, tell somebody to take a shower. Nobody smells in here, so.
He's an ass.
He's like, tell them.
We're all gonna go home and take a shower.
Right.
When I'm done here, he says, whoever you're gonna call, kind of focus that into, something about when you call Nate. He's talking about Nate and that kid. When you when you call Nate, tell him about that kid saying, tell him about the bands of money. I'm being referenced as like, I'm being shown a hand gesture, like, tell him this way. It would be, it's very strange on what they're trying to show me.
You know what you're talking about?
I'm trying to understand what they're showing me, and I'm trying to say what I'm trying to get it out in a way that he'll understand without speaking too much
Right.
about it. Tell Nate chicken riggies.
Yo, I'm done. Who's saying this?
It's this boy with the dreads.
Ah.
Awesome chicken riggies.
Maria always made them for them, that's why.
Yeah. You always posted pictures of her chicken riggies.
I'm trying to tell him to stay out of trouble, not be in trouble.
We gotta call the Girl Scouts.
What do you say?
Something about like almost like toast up, like
Tyra, stop playing!
You said toast up.
is that would be something that you know what he's talking about? It's kind of like a when you guys were together. He showed me a certain bottle of alcohol.
No, probably Espolon.
I don't know what he's talking about. You know what he means?
Probably Espolon.
I don't know alcohol, I don't know. I told you I'm a boring lady.
That's bone.
What's he showing you?
Yeah.
Is it like you scroll on it?
I'm assuming,
Oh, that's
it's
right,
not the
bone.
name Chris, it would be like, you ever hear the saying, they refer to alcohol.
Cristal?
Okay, I was
There
just
you
gonna
go,
say
there you
that.
go.
You gotta drink that?
What?
Cristal?
I don't know if you can afford Cristal.
But it's not saying that he would have drank that,
Fucking
it's
rappers,
just
too.
saying like, that's my symbol for alcohol. So, me, I don't see him drinking, I just see the alcohol bottle and I see like, the name, like, he's telling me alcohol in that sense, cause I know that alcohol personally, because that's what we had at my son's wedding. But, you know, I only had a couple sips and I was messed up, so. I'm a very poor drinker, I get drunk really fast, so. I think we're being referenced to alcohol. Oh, God. He's talking about pop bottles. I don't know what that means. Oh, God, this lingo. He's referencing something, that's a cap. Do you guys know what that
Like
means?
that's cap?
I guess, I mean, what does that mean?
Like, you're not telling the
Yeah.
truth.
Okay, so. I don't know if I should get this personal one. When he was shot, he's referring to that phrase. This is going back to that money thing. So the money was supposed to be reciprocated back, like hold this for me. And whoever he gave it to was supposed to give it back, and it just didn't get to where it was supposed to go. So whoever said that there wasn't money, do you know what I'm trying to say? He gave that person money, and they said he didn't give me anything. He wasn't holding. Does that make sense to you?
I see what you're trying to say.
Okay, because I have to say what he's telling me. I don't know the lingo, so I'm gonna say how he's saying it to me.
Not that I know.
Because how I see him, he's in the back seat of a car, but he has blood on him. And he's talking about, here, take this for me, hold this for me. And whoever he gave something to,
That couldn't happen.
Not at that moment, right?
He's showing me that it wasn't given to somebody or given back. But see, me seeing him in the back of a car doesn't mean he was in a car. I'm seeing him sitting down handing somebody something. So I'm seeing I think he's trying to show me a more balanced picture of himself in that time frame. It's like you can't just see, in that way, you can't always see somebody hurt. I try to see, when I speak to spirits in that manner, I don't want to see the horrible part that they went through, so I try to tell them to show me in a way to where it doesn't look as bad to me. You know what I'm trying to say, where I can handle it mentally to see? So,
Why were you working today? Oh, I had switched. Girl worked for me last. Oh, that's right, 'cause you had your meeting.
he's just talking about
How's
money.
it ever
We didn't finish.
Can you tell
We
me?
didn't even get to we didn't do the third floor of south, and we didn't get to Bowler.
Who's
It took
working
us
tomorrow?
like 2.5 hours to do north, literally.
Ask him again.
Justin,
But no,
Bryce.
ask a question, don't say who, ask a full question.
So, who took the Brad?
feel like he's referenced something like this before. He speaks of a person named, I don't want to say Meek, but it's somebody with an M. Does that make sense? Okay. And then he's showing me like this gesture is like, I'm good. I don't know if he's just when you saying you're good, you mean you've let it go to what has happened to you? It's like, are you okay, Spade? He says he's let go, but just be aware.
Yeah, she's good.
I mean, your anger for that situation, you do know you have to let that go, right? No matter how bad it is. Because if you don't, you're not gonna grow older.
Believe me,
You won't make it past what Eli is telling you. I think this is what Eli was trying to reference to you the whole time. Because whatever rivalry you guys have, that's gotta stop. I mean, I know that's not easy out there, but if you wanna watch your child grow up or be in the family, you really gotta stay clear of whatever it is that, in that manner. And then I'm being shown, oh my God. So that's what I'm being shown, oh my God.
I said, she gets 25 from me.
Well, I should say we're $100 more.
That's why I could never, I
No.
never wanted to borrow.
I don't like it.
So please,
Little by
just-
little, it's not worth
I
it.
know you're pig-headed, and I know
I
you
spent
probably
it
go
as a
listen to a
gift
word
to
I say, but at least.
Well, you're gonna
it's-
spend it if she gives you the whole thing,
No,
so
I
what's the
would have put
difference?
it back.
Norm, tell her.
What?
Down there.
Not you.
You just said,
Dad.
Well, he's a trip, I gotta say,
Who threw their hands up and did that?
because he's not listening,
My dad did?
yes. He's just like, oh my God, it's like talking to a wall.
It's like talking to a wall.
Yeah, he used to say that about my elders.
Oh, Donald.
Get your son. Well, it was nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
I hope,
Yes. We have to get out, we have to go to a
Yeah.
soccer game.
I'm going that way. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet you.
Yep.
Ay, ay, ay. You got your hands full.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
Alright, you see, if I throw off my heels, I'm about your height.
Right.
So.
Well, you're still taller than me.